वासुदेवाय. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठुकी. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदम. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for tuning in today. So we will be discussing chapter 19 um, from 8th Canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hmm? So last week we discussed chapter 18 of Vamandev, the dwarf incarnation. So in the previous chapter, we had seen that how the Lord had appeared from the womb of Mother Aditi, um, wearing actually all the uh, uh, weapons and decorating with all the ornaments and nice garments. Mm. The Lord had appeared in his four-armed form. Then later he was transformed to dwarf Brahmana, a brahmachari. And then the ritualistic ceremony of thread ceremony, offering the thread, had been conducted, and various personalities offered various gifts to Lord Vamandev. And after receiving these gifts, he went to the place where Bali Maharaj was conducting horse sacrifices. The main purpose why Lord Vishnu appeared to Mother Aditi as Vamana, we all know. When the demons headed by Bali Maharaj occupied the heavenly throne, the heavenly kingdom, the demigods ran away from the heavenly planets. The demigods, devatas, are the children of Mother Aditi. So because she could not see her children in that situation, they were hiding here and there. So she could not see them in that situation. Once upon a time, they were ruling the heavenly planets. But now they were hiding from the demons. So that caused some distress to Mother Aditi. Then she did this Payovrata ceremony and worshipped Lord Vishnu. By drinking milk, she survived for 12 days. And she took this vow to please Lord Vishnu, and thereby she wanted a solution for this situation. So, after nicely performing this Payovrata ceremony for 12 days, Mother Aditi saw the Lord face to face. Then the Lord agreed to become her son and bring back the heavenly kingdom. Hmm? That was his purpose. So, in order to please Mother Aditi and in order to please the demigods who are his devotees, Lord had accepted to become the son of Mother Aditi, and he took this special form, dwarf Vamana. Then he went to the place where Bali Maharaj was conducting his sacrifices. Bali Maharaj received Vaman Dev nicely, because he was a, you know, Vata. Vata means he's a brahmachari. He's got the water part, and a danda, a rod. So that's why Bali Maharaj received uh, Vaman Dev nicely, um, not knowing that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He thought he was a simple Brahmana brahmachari. And he washed the lotus feet of Vamandev, and he sprinkled that water on his head and also on the heads of his family members. Then Bali Maharaj asked Vamandev, "Oh, Brahmana, you ask for anything that you want. Whatever you want, I shall give you." Hmm. So, charity. For a Grihastha, charity is one of the important act. Bhagavad Gita tells us yajna dana tapa. So yajna dana tapa. Yajna means sacrifice, dana means charity, tapa means austerity. Natyajam, one should not give up. Even these three things will purify even great souls. Even great souls. So even great souls should engage in these activities. Yajna, dana, tapa. So for us, yajna is chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Even hearing Bhagavatam is also yajna. Discussing Bhagavatam is also yajna. Need not to be a fire sacrifice. Yajna should be there. Harinam, Nama Sankirtan yajna. That should be there. Yajna dana. So as a Grihastha, we should give some wealth, some of our possession in charity. Very important, charity for a Grihastha. Especially to saintly people, because saintly, these people, they do not have, they are who is saint, like, they engage themselves in the service of the Lord. Mm. They use their everything in the service of the Lord. So they are not engaging in making money. So as a Grihastha, we have to give, and whenever we give charity, we have to make sure that our money is used properly. Bhagavad Gita tells also that point should be given to the right person, the right place, in the right mood. Hmm? Nobody should know that we gave the charity. After giving charity, nobody should know. Then you actually get more benefit. Mm. Uh, so Bali Maharaj knows these principles very well. That's why he wanted to give mm, whatever Vamandev asks. So that's how the previous chapter ends. And now Vamandev speaks in this chapter. Mm. So, chapter 19 mm, is entitled as Lord Vamandev begs charity from Bali Maharaj. So, before begging charity, so Vamandev, what does he do in this chapter? He praises uh, he praises Bali Maharaj and his dynasty. Hmm. Um, so Vamandev was satisfied with Bali Maharaj's approach, hmm, respect that he had given, and also the words that Bali Maharaj had spoken. Um, so Vamandev was pleased, and hmm, and then Vamandev praises hmm, that he is coming in the line of Prahlad Maharaj, great devotee. So Hiranyakashipu's son is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj's son is Virochana, and Virochana's son is Bali Maharaj. So he's coming in the great dynasty of Prahlad Maharaj. And he says, in your dynasty, no one is poor minded, no one is miserly, no one ever refused to give charity, no one ever failed to fulfill promise. So you are coming from a great dynasty. Hmm? And now Vamandev praises uh, the notable personalities in the dynasty of Bali Maharaj. First, he talks about Hiranyaksha. Hmm? Hiranyaksha is your ancestors, brother of Hiranyakashipu. He was very, very powerful. Nobody could defeat him. Hmm? And you took the entire Bhumandala and just threw it in the Garbhodaka Ocean. Nobody was there to fight him. He was killed by Varahadev, but Varahadev felt he was a great hero after killing Hiranyaksha. That's how Vamandev says. Hmm? And then Vamandev praises Hiranyakashipu. Hmm? Um, you know, your ancestor, Hiranyakashipu, he was very powerful. And after the death of his brother Hiranyaksha, uh, because Hiranyaksha was killed by Varaha, who is none other than Lord Vishnu. He wanted to kill Lord Vishnu, so he searched everywhere for Lord Vishnu, hmm, and he could not find. Then he went to the residence of Lord Vishnu, and there also he could not find. The Vishnu decided to enter into the core of Hiranyakashipu's heart and stay there so that Hiranyakashipu will not be able to find him anywhere. Through his breath, Lord Vishnu went in and stayed in his heart. Hmm? Um, so that is the power of Hiranyakashipu. And then he praises Virochana, his father, Bali Maharaj's father. Once the demigods, they disguise themselves as a Brahmana, as Brahmanas, approached Virochana, father of Bali Maharaj, and asked for charity. What did they ask for? They said that give the duration of your life. Knowingly, Virochana knew that these were actually not the Brahmanas. The demigods actually came disguised as Brahmanas. Knowingly, that he gave the duration of his life to the demigods. That's how charitable your father. And now, you know, you also have observed the principles followed by great uh, family members, your forefathers, like you are following in the footsteps of your forefathers in giving charity. Uh, so first he praised. This is so important. Um, so this is how Vamandev praised. And now then he brings up after praising. mm, uh, yeah. So then he asks. So Vamandev asks for. mm, I only ask 3 paces of land to the measurements of my steps. He was a dwarf woman. Hmm. I don't want anything else. Although you are the king of universe and very generous, a learned man who takes charity only according to his needs will not be entangled in sin. So, uh, Vamandev asked for 3 paces of land. Huh? Um, yeah, he did not want more than necessary. But although he pretended to be an ordinary human child, he actually wanted the land comprising of upper, middle, and lower planetary system. Prabhupada writes, this was just to show the prowess of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Uh, uh, this is just to show. It's called Trivikrama. Krama means steps. Vikrama means huge steps. Three means three. So Vamandev has had taken 3 huge steps. That's why he gets the name Trivikrama. He gets the name Upender, younger brother of Indra, because all of these demigods were born of Mother Aditi. Vamana, because Vamana literally means dwarf, so he's known as Vamandev. So Prabhupada writes that although um, he appeared as a little child, as a dwarf, but you know he can occupy with 2 steps. He can occupy the upper, middle, and lower planetary system. This is to just to show the prowess of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Um, so here it is one important point mentioned. Uh, although is Supreme Personality, but there is an instruction for all of us. I don't want anything from you that is unnecessary. And if a Brahmana takes charity from others according to his needs, he does not become entangled in sinful activities. That means if a Brahmana takes more money than necessary and spends it extravagantly, then one incurs in sinful activities. Of course, this famous verse is also there in um, Ishopanishad. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyaham jagat tena tyaktena bunjita magrutaha kasya swadhanam. So that means everything actually belongs to the Lord. So knowingly that everything belongs to the Lord, mm, um, one should use the quota allocated to him. Mm. So that's the point here. Woman they mentioned. Mm. Um, so when he begs 3 pieces of land, and that too the measurements of his steps. One Bali Maharaj thought, he's less intelligent. He came to me, he's insulting me. You go to a king and who is extremely charitable, ask for a grain of rice. He thinks you are useless and you are insulting sometimes. He felt insulted. Um, and he felt that you are less intelligent. Hmm. Um, you don't know your self-interest. I can give you entire islands, uh, um, but you are asking for only 3 steps. uh, And he says, this is an important point. He says, one who begs from me should not beg anywhere. That is it. One who begs from me should not be begging from anywhere else. That's how much you should beg. You don't know, you are a less intelligent person. So ask from me, you go and think again. I'm giving you another chance. Think again, ask from me as much land as you need to maintain yourself and your family members. Hmm? So, this is what Bali Maharaj says to Vamandev. And Vamandev speaks on the principles of satisfaction. These are, how some of the important verses. Uh, One important thing that we discussed was that mm, uh, that even a brahmana asks for charity. One should even a brahmana should not collect more than necessary. Not only a brahmana but anyone, that if there is excess, that should be used in the service of the Lord. Otherwise one will be incurred in sinful actions, sinful reactions. And then here Vamandev says, Vamandev speaks on the principles of satisfaction. Hmm. So, my dear king, even the entirety of whatever there may be within the 3 worlds to satisfy one's senses cannot satisfy a person whose senses are uncontrolled. This is it. So, if one's senses are not controlled, one will not be satisfied with the one will not be satisfied with possessing the entire world, uh, possessing 3 worlds also, upper, middle, and lower, if one's senses are not controlled. Uh, So people in this world are anxious to get more and more things for the sense gratification. However, the purpose of life is not sense gratification. but self-realization. Not sense gratification, but self-realization. The purpose of controlling the senses is to stop one's implication in the cycle of birth and death. So the first point Vamandev says here that uncontrolled senses cause dissatisfaction. Controlled senses, you know, um, controlling the senses, one can obtain satisfaction. Hmm? So this is the first point Vamandev says. Hmm? And then second one, so about greed. If I'm not satisfied with 3 steps of land, I'll not be satisfied with even the 7 islands due to desire for other islands. Mm. There are kings, you know, so many kings in the past. Um, they were not satisfied uh, with the possessions they had. Always they wanted more and more, more and more. So I better be satisfied with 3 pieces of land. Mm. Then he says this. Mm, uh, this is a famous verse. Maybe you can note down. I'll recite this. 1924, chapter 1924. Yadruchayopapannena santushto vartate sukam nasantushtastripirlokair ajitatmopasatitahi. One should be satisfied with whatever he achieves by his previous destiny. For discontent can never bring happiness. A person who is not self controlled will not be happy even with possessing the 3 worlds. Basically, one should be satisfied with whatever one achieves according to yadrushya. Yadrushya means according to one's own karma, according to one's own destiny. Mm. You know, we're all like, earning at a different level. Someone makes uh, maybe few £100 by working a month. Someone makes few £1,000, but some others make millions also in a year. So that means there is some other factor. That factor is yadrushya, means previous karma, according to one's own karma. That factor is there. So here, Vamandev advises that um, hmm, one should be satisfied with whatever one achieves by one's previous destiny. Hmm. So this is another point he mentions. Then he says, if living entities, if they are satisfied with this principle, they're fit for liberation. If they're not satisfied with whatever they comes and they are always miserable, and he says here they just will rotate in the cycle of birth and death. Especially for brahmanas, if they satisfied with this principle, their spiritual power increases. If they dissatisfy and want more and more, their spiritual power decreases for Brahmanas. So, conclusion is that I ask for only 3 paces of land from you. This much will satisfy me. Hmm? The way of happiness is to be fully satisfied with whatever is absolutely needed. That's it. So Vamandev says like this to Bali Maharaj. Hmm. So Bali Maharaj smiled and told Vamandev, all right, take whatever you like. To confirm his promise, Bali then took up his water pot. Generally, you took up a water pot, you pour water, and you say, this is what I will give you. So now Shukracharya comes into picture. So Shukracharya um, gives 9 reasons why Bali Maharaj should not give charity to Vamandev. Shukracharya is his guru, spiritual master of demons. Of course, Bali Maharaj was coming in that dynasty, so he had accepted Shukracharya was his guru. First, he reveals the identity of Vamandev. He says, he's not a dwarf Brahmana. You are just like you are thinking. He's Lord Vishnu. He appeared as son of Aditi and Kashyapa. His purpose is to to fulfill the interest of the demigods. That was his purpose. Demigods wants the kingdom back, so he will give the kingdom back, heavenly kingdom back. So this will cause harm to demons. The promise that you have made unknowingly will bring great inauspiciousness to the demons. Demons will suffer. Hari will usurp everything. Hmm? Lord Hari will take everything away. Um, he has come to take all your land, wealth, beauty, power, fame, education, and give it to Indra. That is his purpose. Hmm? Then he says, how will you live if everything is taken away by Lord Vishnu? How will you live? He will occupy with 2 steps. He will occupy everything, upper, middle, and lower. You will not be able to fulfill your promise. You just said that you would give whatever he likes, but bear in mind these are the consequences. Hmm? You can't even fulfill your promise. We discussed that also. And because you can't fulfill your promise, then what is your destination? Hell is your destination. You go to hell, you have to live eternally there. Hmm? So, livelihood is more important than charity. You have to take care of yourself. Your personal interest is very important. You have to act in the interest of yourself, your family members, and in the interest of demons. So, that's why this charity is in danger. So that charity is not accepted, praiseworthy. If it is causing dangers to one's own life, that charity is not praised. Hmm? So, like this, our Shukracharya gives various reasons, not asking or advising his disciple Bali Maharaj not to give charity to Vamandev. Hmm? And then he further tells, so what can you do now? Hmm? Um, so take back your promise. Hmm? The promise is truthful, preceded by the word Om, and untruthful if not. Okay, you said you would give whatever he wants, but you did not say Om. So, according to scriptures, you know, if the promise is preceded by the word Om, it is truthful. But you didn't say Om, that's okay. No, take it back. Mm. And he says, sometimes if you want to maintain your body, it's okay to be untruthful. He gives some reasons here. Without the help of the bodily tree, there cannot be factual fruits and flowers. So, in order to make it clear that by truthful words the body cannot survive, Shukracharya explains the bad qualities of truth and good qualities of lying in the next couple of verses. So, sometimes you lie just to save yourself. Mm. And and he gives some scenarios in flattering a woman, in joking, in marriage, in earning livelihood, in life danger, in protecting cows, and Brahmanical culture, protecting Brahmanical culture, and in protecting a person from the enemy's hand. One can lie, and there is no sin incurred. Hmm? So, he gives some Shastric evidence, um, saying that uh, the promise, you said you would give whatever he wants, but with his two steps, he would occupy the three planets. He is Vishnu. His mission is to take the kingdom back, take the kingdom and give it back to Indra. You will be not you won't have anything, and you will not be able to fulfill this vow. First of all, this vow, then you go to hell. This is danger to you and all the demons. And you know the promise is truthful when it is preceded by the utterance of home, so you did not utter the home. And this kind of charity is not praised if the charity is causing danger to one's own body and one's own family members. So that charity is not praised. It's not praiseworthy. So there are occasions where you can lie, mm, and will not incur a sin. Life is in danger. etc. He mentioned many things here. So now your life is in danger. Mm. So you can just say, you can just lie and break the promise. Sin will not incur. You will not incur sin. So this is my advice. So this is how Shukracharya um, instructs um, our Bali Maharaj. Mm. And this how this chapter ends here. Um, so in the next chapter, Bali Maharaj uh, basically, yeah, so speaks and he disobeys Shukracharya, and he gives charity to Lord Vamandev. Lord Vamandev occupies the entire three world, so he surrenders himself to to Vamandev. So just to sum up, in the previous chapter, Vamandev was received nicely by Bali Maharaj. Um, so Vamandev entered the arena of the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj. There were priests who were conducting fire sacrifices for uh, Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj received nicely, offered him a seat offered seat to Vamandev, and washed his lotus feet and sprinkled that water on his head and his family members as well, head as well. Um, so then he wanted to give some charity because this was like he's a brahmachari. Hmm? So they don't earn brahmacharis. So it's the custom for a grihastha um, is to give charity. Hmm? Uh, so Bali Maharaj said that he would give charity and ask him to ask for a, you know, uh, anything that he wanted that he can ask so that Bali Maharaj would fulfill that. That was in the previous chapter. In this chapter, Vamandev first appreciates Bali Maharaj's good quality, and then he praises his dynasty. Mm. You know how Hiranyaksha was very powerful, Hiranyakashipu was also very powerful, and Virochan, his father, his own father, and Prahlad was there. He was an amazing devotee. Uh, you know, no one in your family has been poor-minded before, and no one was refused to give charity like that. Um, so he praises his family member, Virochan, his father, knowingly that Brahmanas disguised themselves as, Devatas disguised as Brahmanas and begged for his duration of life. So Virochana knowingly gave that. So, you're all very charitable. uh, Saying that he only asked for three pieces of land to the measurement of his footsteps. And then he says that a Brahmana, I'm a Brahmana, a Brahmachari. I only need this for, conducting some sacrifice. I only need this. A Brahmana should not be greedy. He should not be collect more than necessary. So I only need this. I'm asking for this. If a Brahmana collects more than necessary, then he will incur in sins. So I only need this. So in response to that, Bali Maharaj says, you are, you seem to be less intelligent. You don't know, what to ask for. Huh? If one begs from me, should not beg anywhere from anywhere. That's how much you should beg. All your desires should be fulfilled by begging from me. Should not go anywhere else. Hmm. Um, and then Vamandev speaks on the principles of satisfaction, and he says that mm, uncontrolled senses mm, will lead to dissatisfaction. You know, if one has everything but one is uncontrolled, one, if his senses are uncontrolled, they will not be satisfied despite having everything. Whereas controlled, one who has controlled his senses can be satisfied even with the little things. And also greed, when there is greed, one will not be satisfied. Mm. Um, and then he says, in the past, many kings, even though they possessed the entire bhumandala, they were still dissatisfied. Mm. uh, so like that, he says, one should be satisfied with whatever one achieves by one's destiny. uh, this is the principle, he says. uh, so if one satisfies with this in this way, one is eligible for liberation. If one is continues to be dissatisfied, then one will fall in the cycle of birth and death. Especially for a brahmana, who brahmanas is one of the qualities, being satisfied. If brahmana gets satisfied, their spiritual power increases, and if brahmana becomes dissatisfied, his spiritual power decreases. Like that, Vamandev speaks on the principles of satisfaction. Bali Maharaj smiled, and he decided to hmm, confirm his promise by taking the water pot and you know um, fulfilling that. Uh, so then Shukracharya, a spiritual master, comes into picture. Then he says, there are various reasons why he gives many reasons why not to give charity, uh, and discloses his identity, Vamandev's identity, his purpose, and says that this will be danger to you and to the entire dynasty of demons, and you will not be able to fulfill, you will go to hell. And this kind of charity, which causes danger to one's own life and one's own dynasty, should not be, done. It is not praised. Charity is usually praised, but this kind of charity is not praised. And then he says, you can break the promise. You can, not a problem, because you're not uttered the home before saying that. And so there are various places in various circumstances one can, lie. So when one's life in danger, one can lie. uh, so your life is in danger, so protecting from one's own enemies, and also you can lie. You have to protect yourself, so you can lie. You will not incur any sinful result with this. So this is what um, Shukracharya tells. Um, but Vamandev, then Bali Maharaj speaks on the higher principles that we will discuss in the next chapter. Also, in scriptures there are various levels, on Karma Kanda level, and then there is Bhakti level. Uh, uh, these may be correct according to Karma Kanda. Just talking on, just taking on the self-interest, but on the upasana bhakti, on upasana in the upasana kanda, an higher purpose. So it's a different principle. When you surrender to the Lord, these principles they need not to be followed. The higher principle is surrendering to the Lord. Hmm? Uh, so there is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Devarishi Bhutapta Nrunam Pitrunam Nakinkaro Nayam Runicha Rajan Sarvatmana Yaha Sharanam Sharanyam Gato Mukundam Parivritya Kartum. A living entity, every living entity is indebted to six kinds of people. Mm, Deva means demigods, Rishi, sages, Bhuta, living entities, all the living entities, Apta is relatives, mm, human beings, and then ancestors. Like this, one is indebted to all these living entities. But if one surrenders to the Lord, one becomes, debt free, automatically debt free. So some of these principles, Shukracharya is speaking on the Karma Kanda level, but there is a higher level. Hmm? So that Bali Maharaj will speak in the next chapter. So with that, we will end our session here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate. Any comments? Yes, Nisha Mataji.
Prabhuji, I just Dandavat Pranam.
Thanos Manam.
Just wanted to ask you a question regarding, we all have this allocated quota
Mm,
that we get because of, but sometime like we do bank shifts or anything to go holidays or maybe go to India. So we work extra in order to afford those things. Is that gonna incur the sins if we do those things? Go beyond our ways to earn money?
yeah. So I think, go somewhere, going to India. Vihar is mentioned in the scripture. Bhagavad Gita also talks about Vihara holiday. So it's not like Ugra Karma. Ugra Karma is, working excessively at the cost of your spiritual life. That is not advised. But sometimes you need some extra money to go somewhere. That should be okay. But you're not doing that every day. You're not sacrificing your spiritual life at the cost of, and working. So that is dangerous.
And just one more question regarding the charity. So, like, sometime we just enroll ourselves to any charity, like British Red Cross or some few charities like comes up like supporting Africa and things like that. So, is that the right mode to do those charity when we enroll into those, or we should think about it's only to go for Krishna consciousness or not, or it involves the Krishna consciousness because all of us have Krishna inside us. So,
Yeah, so this is a good question, and once we had a long chat, a long discussion on this point, it was never ending. Today also, if we speak on that, it will never end. But I would advise that read the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita regarding the charity.
okay.
So we may say something, but we have to. There are different levels, Mataji. Just like Shukracharya is giving some advice here, that advice is right according to certain level, according to karma kanda level. You
Okay.
understand?
Yeah.
But there is a higher purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So some charity may be correct according to some level, but
Mm-hmm.
the higher level is different. So that's why, better see what Krishna advises about the charity from the 17th chapter.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you. Haribol.
Arya Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I just had a question about Shukracharya.
Hmm.
I was just wondering, even though he was there and he saw how Narasimhadev took everything away from his disciple Hiranyakashipu, why is he still advising Bali Maharaj to not give everything to Vishnu? And why is Bali Maharaj, who's like a descendant of Prahlad Maharaj, why is he still accepting Shukracharya as his guru?
Hmm. So, are there two questions in that question or just one question? It
Uh,
up, initially you said why Shukracharya is advising like that.
yeah,
Okay, so Shukracharya, he has his role, and at the end of this entire episode, Shukracharya speaks on the request of Vamandev, and Shukracharya tells that, "Oh my Lord, I'm acting as per your will. So whatever you wanted, that I'm doing that." So he has his role. Demons need to have a guru. So he is forced to act in certain ways. You understand?
yeah,
So that is his purpose. That has to be his role. Okay. And also this way, Bali Maharaj is glorified even more, that he went against his own spiritual master to satisfy Lord Vamandev. That is the greatness of Bali Maharaj. This is to show his greatness also. 2 points there. First is he has to act in certain way. Okay. Is to he has to act certain ways, because he's given that post of spiritual master of demons. He has to act certain ways. He has to act in the interest of demon. That is how his nature is.
yeah, I see.
Okay. Yeah. Is that okay or anything else?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank
And
you.
second question also answers, the second question, there is an answer to the second question as well, because he's in the dynasty, he's coming, he will not, but here, even though he's accepting, he refused now. He refused his instructions. Uh, so, yeah, because he's coming, as he's that is coming in the dynasty, he had to accept, but he disobeyed now. So when he felt it was not right, he disobeyed.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Arya Devi. Lalita Preeti, followed by Purna Mataji.
Let Purna Mataji first go first.
Okay, Purna Mataji. Looks like you are on mute. We can't hear you, Purna Mataji. We still can't hear you, Purna Mataji. Okay, Lalita Preeti, you wanna go?
No, it's just this while the class is going on, it's been reflecting on why the Mahajans are called Mahajana, and then it was the same like Arya was asking. Guru was saying something. First, Vaman Dev first asked for something. When Shukracharya realized this is, if you give something, you will lose everything. Um, he did not feel why God is doing that to me. Sometimes when things go wrong, we start to think, why God is doing like that to me. So, but he did not do that. And then usually when we were sort of double-minded thing, we will ask for some sort of favorable advice. So here, his guru gave sort of favorable advice. Despite guru's favorable advice materially, he overrides it. To do that, you need to have such a strong desire to do what you're convinced that what I'm doing is right, to override guru. It's not easy. So then it just makes it Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sikshashtaka, last one. If you embrace me, or is it not strangles, but
Tramples me. Tramples, I think.
tramples me, yeah. So I am your devotee. So we can see Bali Maharaj has, he exhibited that quality. It's when how many times we read it, it's still super exalted qualities we can see in Bali Maharaj. That's why whenever it is celebration of Onam, it's always it's a very deep spiritually, not just a festival.
Thank you for those thoughts. Appreciate it. So, to reciprocate with Bari Maharaj, that's why Vamandev became the gatekeeper of Bali Maharaj in Sutala planet, and is an acharya for Atmanivedanam, giving everything to the Lord, giving oneself to the Lord, giving everything to the Lord. So he's the acharya, he's the example for Atmanivedanam in the 9 limbs of bhakti. Yeah. So thank you. Arya, you're back again. No problem. Please speak.
Sorry, it's not a question this time. It just reminded me of hearing what Mataji said.
Yeah.
Like, I just really liked the point of how Vamandev was glorifying even Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, even though they were so evil, and how he said that Varahadev felt that Hiranyaksha was a great hero even after killing him. And Hiranyakashipu, he glorifies him, saying that he had Lord Vishnu in his heart because so that he couldn't find him there. Even though that's such a bad thing that he was looking to kill Vishnu everywhere, he still found a good quality in them too, which I thought was so nice.
Thank you for those thoughts, Arya. Appreciate for attending these classes while at university. Amazing. You always try to find time to attend these classes. Appreciate it. Purnamataji, are you in a position to unmute? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
And was Mataji. Now this will be complete. This session will be Purna now.
No, Prabhuji, a question. So for a spiritual seeker, uh, you know, I mean, once they become content with whatever they get, in the spiritual life, we know that that will be uplifting for the spiritual growth. Then does it mean that it is wrong to have ambition? We all live in this material world, and spiritual seekers will be of different ages, young, old, very young. So would it be wrong to have ambition? And it could be any ambition, but that will be material.
I thought someone should ask this question, and
So,
you asked that question. Yes, Lalita Priti, you still want to say something? You want to answer this or what?
Yeah, if you want,
Okay.
I can answer. But it's. I believe this principle is such a strong principle to have a balanced life. If one is not happy with what one has, he can never be happy whatever he has. That is sort of a one core principle um, to progress both in material and spiritual life. It may sound contrasting, but it gives that nourishment, content to progress. Just I'm giving a vague example. If we look at general society, um, many people are doing so mindlessly. They have this car, we have to have this car. They have this house, we have to have this house. They are going on this holiday, we have to go on this holiday. Children are going to this school, they have to send children to this school. Just artificially increasing the unnecessary necessities. So if we just reflect one, then we can know what is core and what is extra. Then we can use our resources and navigate it. That gives that, in that way we have the time to progress spiritually, And if we do material progress for the sake of others or ourselves, it is um, called lust. But if we put the progress as a service to the Lord, or if we say that, if we do that to set an example so that more people will be attracted to um, bhakti marg or Krishna consciousness, then it is love.
Mm. So what Dalita Preeti is saying, the last point is the sum and substance, I guess. Mm. Agree, Punamadaji, we can't be, desireless or purposeless or goalless. We need to have goals. But spiritualize those goals is very important fact. Okay. And say, you whatever your goal is, your purpose is, that try and spiritualize. Okay, if I want to, if I, I'll endeavor for this, but after getting this, I will use it in the service of the Lord. That thing that I get will be used in the service of the Lord. And sometimes you may get it, you may not get it. Prabhupada said that he got he met his spiritual master in 1922. Siddhanta Saraswati advised him that he should preach to English-speaking world. But Prabhupada said that he was trying, first let me become wealthy, and with my wealth, I, once I gain the wealth, once I become rich, I will use it in Krishna consciousness. That's why he was trying business after business. He tried so many things. We are reading Leelamrita, Prabhupada Leelamrita. But he was not successful. So anyway, at the end, he gave up and then he became successful. So that's why Prabhupada says that I was tested twice. Krishna took away everything that I have. He made me penniless. I did not leave Krishna. And then Krishna gave me everything. So much wealth through ISKCON. And again, I did not leave Krishna. So what I was trying to say, this example, that he tried, but he was not successful. But his goal was that he wanted to use the wealth. That is the goal. So as a result of that, Krishna, he was always at the shelter of Krishna. So link our goals with Krishna consciousness. And sometimes they may not be, you may not achieve these goals also. That is also bear in mind. But the sum and substance is that we should not sacrifice our spiritual life for that continuously for a long time. Sometimes when a day or two, that's okay. But just for achieving certain thing which we are not able to achieve, then we keep on sacrificing our spiritual life and working towards it. That is dangerous. I hope that answers your question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
But
So,
definitely, yes, we should have goals. And
so that leads to my another question, Prabhuji. If you feel very content in spirituality and you have no goals, is that dangerous?
yeah, so actually, Bhagavad Gita says, several times Bhagavad Gita says, Yatantasya Drudavrata. In their spiritual life, they will continue to endeavor. Continue to endeavor. So spiritual life, continuous endeavor is required. So this content that we mentioned here, Vamandev, is materially, in the sense that do not over endeavor materially, and better be satisfied with whatever comes and engage in spirituality. In spirituality, the quality of a devotee is yatantasya drudavrata, means Means they take strong vows and continue to endeavor. They're happy, but they want to do more.
Uh,
Okay.
yes, Prabhuji. So my question was that if they, I mean, obviously, in spiritual life, there is sky is the limit. There is always more to learn, more to do. I was talking about if somebody has completely surrendered, or feels like at peace, having surrendered at the lotus feet of the Lord, and then they don't feel that motivated or ambitious about material life. Is that wrong? So they are considering, they are giving due importance to the spiritual life. They have surrendered themselves unto the lotus feet of the Lord, and then they don't want to do anything materially. They don't feel the desire to do anything materially. Is that wrong?
What is the goal? The goal is to satisfy the Lord. And if that goal, even materially, you make so much, also material goals, endeavor, ultimate goal is to satisfy Krishna only. And even if we are materially so great, but do not able to satisfy Krishna, not able to render service Krishna, it is zero. So if one is spiritually very successful, doing very well, and if they are not able to have certain material desires, if they themselves are satisfied, then that should be okay, isn't it?
Yes,
That,
Prabhuji.
that should be okay. If they don't have it, their desire is to serve Krishna.
Yeah.
But again, like, what stage they are in. Say, for example, you get married, and you can't say this. You have to maintain your family. So you have to work still for the maintenance of family.
Yes.
But if one is living in the ashram, that is a separate thing. Then they should be satisfied. Don't worry about any material things. You understand what stage, what
Yes.
ashram they are in. If they are in the Grihastha ashram, they have to do Grihastha dharma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you. Kavita Mataji, please.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
You.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Actually,
Krishna.
in Prabhupada Lilamrut, once Prabhupada says, it is quoted like, or Abhay Charan serial also. I think somewhere I have came through this. Like, with God's grace, I became unsuccessful in business, and then I went to fulfill my uh, Guru Maharaj's promise. Order. I do not know. Since last 1 year, I'm thinking whatever setbacks we get in our job or profession, how we should take it. Is it because it is negative, we should leave the things halfway and go to the spirituality, or take it as a challenge, fulfill it, and then after fulfilling your material responsibilities, then go to the spirituality? Because this question is in my mind, and I always fight with this, because I was always a fighter in my life when I was not in spirituality. I don't think leaving things halfway will be beneficial. So trying to fulfill the whatever is necessary to sustain the job, but then the setbacks comes, that all the time that sentence for Prabhupada hits my mind. Is it happening for my betterment that I'm not getting success in anything? So, what should be done in this scenario? Because materially, and when you have the family responsibilities, especially the financial responsibilities, nobody will advise from family side for me to give up the job or just to stay at this state, because it's going to be struggle forever then. So I don't know how to take it. What
Yeah,
message Krishna wants to give me? I'm not able to understand.
sure. Thank you, Madhav. So setbacks are happening to everyone, not to you. So definitely, so setbacks are happening to everyone. Uh, so,
So how should we take it, Prabhuji? I mean,
yeah, so that's what
this way or that way
my
or middle way?
okay. One is that um, we put our endeavor, Mataji, and the result is in Krishna's hand. And these results, um, so anyway, so results not in our hand. We all know that. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita time and again, Karmanyevadikaraste mapalesh katachana. You have the right to perform your duty, but do not worry about the result. Um,
So you mean
so
we should go ahead with whatever struggle is
duty
going
should
on?
be done. Duty should be done. You should endeavor. You should endeavor, but results are not in our hand. Definitely, we should try our best. And if it is not happening, then how long will you do it? How long will you try and do it? That depends on you. You know, or
Yeah,
Krishna hinting? Say, is Krishna hinting something else? So in my wife's example, she wanted to become something, and then she was not successful in becoming like that. Then she tried another route. So that worked out very well. And at the end, it was also very, conducive to our spiritual life. So we have to see what Krishna is hinting us. You can endeavor, but results sometimes, as you know, that it's not in our hands. But at the end of the day, that are we continue to do our devotion? That's the important thing. And when do you stop endeavoring? That's probably probably we need to sit down and discuss. Of course, it all depends on the individual circumstances also. These are some of my thoughts. One thing is we should not be sacrificing for this thing. So sacrificing spiritual life. We should continue to do our devotion and endeavor for this thing. If that thing is not happening, then how long should we continue to achieve that? Maybe that's what something you need to sit down and think and pray to Krishna. Krishna will guide you. I have every hope that when you are in this kind of situation and beg, always seek guidance. Just pray to Prabhupada, Krishna, that this is what I want to do, but not happening, or is there anything? Please guide me. I'm sure Krishna will show you the way. And also, you can discuss with some senior devotees this matter personally.
yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, but wish you all the best. And I'm praying to Krishna to guide you in this situation. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So, Hare Krishna. Didn't think that it will go this long today, but good to hear from everyone, and very grateful for your association and for your thoughts and questions. Really appreciate it. Let's come together on just one Thursday, 1 hour. We are able to move forward and learn from Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, it is so big, it would be difficult for us to read Srimad Bhagavatam. But if we just give 1 hour in the association, we are able to move forward, at least learn something. That would be very useful. So thank you so much. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vaman Dev ki jai,
Jai.
Bali Maharaj ki jai, Ananta
Jai.
Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai,
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari
Hari
Jai.
Bol.
Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.